today's agenda. Shortly we're going to pass over to Jean-René to talk on the roadmap for Advantis, and then Ray will give us a selection of functional snapshots from the product. Now we can't demonstrate the whole product today. Don't worry if you're not right on top of everything that happens, or indeed if you're well ahead of everything that happens. But if you see something interesting, you want more detail, then you can always contact us later. So with that, we're going to hand over the presentation to Jean-René.
Hello, good morning, everybody. So I am Jean-René Besançon. I am Director of Advantis, and I am located in Montreal. Yes, so I am in Montreal today. So let me share my screen. Okay, so I think that you can see my screen now. Can you please confirm?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry again about that. Thank you very much for joining this webinar today. So I am very pleased to speak with you about our product. So a few information about the latest version of WorkflowGen. I will also propose you today a short demonstration of the integration capabilities of the products today with the new GraphQL and Webhooks features of the solution. So as you know, WorkflowGen is a leading digital process automation solution. So with WorkflowGen, you can create, deploy your business critical process-driven web and mobile applications. So more and more with WorkflowGen, you will be able to automate and to streamline external processes. So I will show you an example today. So with WorkflowGen, you will be able to transform your business decisions or your project into operational digital solutions. So I think in a few days or few weeks, you can start from scratch based on your business requirements, and you can create a process-driven application. So for improving your adaptability, competitiveness, productivity, and quality. We are very proud today to say that we have more than 500 clients all around the world, using our solution today in all industries. So WorkflowGen is used today in North America, in Europe, in APAC. Our clients are today in the manufacturing, pharmaceutical, gas, oil, telecommunications. So with WorkflowGen, we have no limit, which is kind of white pages. You can design and create any kind of processes. So we are working with middle-sized and very large company today. With WorkflowGen, you can streamline your processes. It is often processes related to your ERP, DMS, or CMS, or CRM, for instance. So you can use WorkflowGen as a front end to your legacy systems, and you can extend your business application capabilities. Okay, so usually you can manage investment application, CapEx. There are two very classical processes implemented by our client today. More and more manufacturing companies are using WorkflowGen for automating the new product creation or feasibility study. Okay, you can also use it for your HR processes as staffing rec, new employee onboarding. Legal firms are using WorkflowGen for the new client intake or conflict of interest. So the spectrum of business processes that you can manage with WorkflowGen is unlimited. And you can manage very standard processes, or you can manage very specific workflows. So here at the screen is just a few examples of IT providers or organizations who are using WorkflowGen for such business critical processes, very specific, very particular. This is something that you can do with a product. So for instance, you can manage document approval with iManage. For instance, Bolloré Logistics is working with the defense department in France, and they are using WorkflowGen for managing air mission. So they are their own Kendo UI based logistic providers platforms, and they are using WorkflowGen as an orchestration engine for air mission management. Technicolor are using WorkflowGen for the post-production management of blockbusters movies, or KPMG are their own web application, and they manage the international mobility of more than 100 companies of the Fortune 500. So it is just a few examples of very specific usage, but business critical processes. So a few WorkflowGen key facts. So as you know, WorkflowGen is a low-code platform. That means that you can create 75 or 90% of the process design without code. But if you want, you can extend the WorkflowGen out-of-the-box capabilities by adding code. So you can add some codes within the WorkflowGen built-in form designer. You can add some codes on the WorkflowGen advanced view. So actually, there is no limit. You can use the out-of-the-box features of the product, but if you want to have the right results, so you can add codes. WorkflowGen is a cross-platform solution. You can use it via your web browser, and we provide iOS and Android mobile app. So we have just released our new WorkflowGen Plus mobile app developed in React Native. So I will show you this part today too. WorkflowGen, it is a full feature solution. That means that you don't need to pay for an extra module. All the features are included. You are now providing innovative integration technologies. Again, I will show you an example today of an insurance company using WorkflowGen as an orchestration engine, and with the GraphQL API and Webhooks, they can fully integrate WorkflowGen into their own extranet website. So I will show you this part. The HTML5 workflow designer, you can create both human-based and system-based processes. The built-in web form designer, so just by drag and drop, you can create a sophisticated web form. But don't forget that if you don't want to use the built-in form designer, you can create your own .NET forms with Microsoft Visual Studio. So it could be helpful or useful for some cases from a special usage. I don't know if you are using the quick math approval. It is a very cool and sexy features. Enables you to very quickly approve a dozen of requests in seconds. And remote approval enables you to perform action via email. So you don't need to be connected in the WorkflowGen portal. Just by clicking yes or no, or just by replying to WorkflowGen notification email, you will be able to perform an action. And the advanced view. As you know, with WorkflowGen, you can you can initiate a new request, you can perform action, but you can also generate on the fly customizable reports and dashboards. Just a few words about the WorkflowGen 7 trends and direction, and the new features and integration technologies. We tried to continue the enhancement around the adjectives configurability, so make things simple, very configurable, fluid, simple, scalable. That means that you can use WorkflowGen on a single production server on a web farm, so you can manage load balancing with WorkflowGen, and integrability. Is to full integration. Today, our clients want to streamline and optimize processes, but they want also to and seamlessly integrate into the existing applications, and to quickly benefit their internal and external clients with a fast prototyping and low-code approaches. So regarding the installation and configuration, we do provide today a PowerShell installation in order to simplify of the product, and you can also run WorkflowGen container. Regarding the end user experience, today you can manage your favorites. So that means that you can have quick access to your most frequently used requests and views, because sometimes with WorkflowGen, our clients manage 10 or 15 different type of processes. So with you can configure your own access. The WorkflowGen Plus, so the new app has been developed in Native, and it's a very good example of level of integration can have access with WorkflowGen using the GraphQL API. And today download on Google Play or on iTunes app. Regarding the design, we provide new web form styles optimized for all devices, desktop, mobile, tablet. We have also improved the inline manipulation. You don't need to open pop-up or windows to modify workflow information. So you can display the information inline, and you can modify inline this information. We can classify the action by streamlines. So you can classify the action of the workflow by participants and within streamlines with customizable colors. We do support JavaScript conditions in transition and notifications, and we support JavaScript and VBScript in action parameters. And new features, it's a new workflow app called the Send Message. The Send Message application, it enables you to send SMS notifications. So with WorkflowGen, you know that you can send email notification when there is an event in a processes, when you have an action to do, an overdue request action, but you can also now send SMS notification. So for the SMS notifications, you need to use the Twilio platform. Regarding the integration, we support the JSON context for workflow applications. So you can send and receive workflow context in JSON format. And the big change, if I can speak like that, it is a GraphQL API. So GraphQL was released by Facebook, but today it is a query language for your API. And this provides you a great integration with modern frameworks such as React, React Native, Angular. So it is very easy via the GraphQL IDE to build your queries and mutations. So I will show you an example today that you can create the workflow with WorkflowGen. You can define your different queries with GraphQL. So I think it is very spectacular. And as I said before, we can use webhooks. So we provide both incoming and outgoing webhooks. The incoming webhooks enables you to interact with WorkflowGen from an external sources. by exchanging JSON payloads using HTTP post requests. And the outgoing webhooks, it is a simple way to post notification from an API to an external resources. So as you can see, we provide innovative and powerful technologies. So if you want to strongly and easily integrate your workflow with WorkflowGen and with your external web application or ERP or CRM. Just a few words about the product roadmap before the short live demonstration. We will release in the coming weeks a quick approval feature for the WorkflowGen Plus mobile app. So within your mobile app, you just need to click on a button for approve or reject a request. So it is the same level of features than the quick math approval, but within your mobile app. We will provide the Microsoft Azure Directory Synchronization Connector. So we have more and more clients using Microsoft Azure, so they can install WorkflowGen into Azure or Amazon Web Services, for instance, or in their own private cloud. The OpenID connection authentications. We will improve the email notification management, and we will release a Windows and macOS application for desktop process design. So that means that you can have access to the WorkflowGen graphical designer into your desktop, on your desktop, and you will be able to design your workflow directly within your desktop. And in the coming months, we will probably release a new React Native WorkflowGen portal template because the need of portal customization are more and more important. You know that we provide an out-of-the-box standard portal, but we will want to improve this portal to provide more customization capabilities. So just to show you today an example, so I will just yes, open my screen in full screen. Okay, thank you. Yes, so here it is the WorkflowGen admin module. So as you know, you will be able to define your processes. So with the same workflow, you can manage both human-based and based action. It is an insurance claim with a validation flow. So when insurance company clients submit a claim, so there is a processes to follow. Here it is that SMS notification by using the same, and we have a payment action here. So you can create the WorkflowGen designer. You can also create the form with a built-in WorkflowGen form designer. Okay, so the backend. And just to show you here, we have an example of it is an extranet website. So the insurance company here provide to its clients extranet access. So I am a client. I am connected as John Tremblay, and I will be able to retrieve all my claim request here. I have the capability today to submit a claim. It is the final client, the end client's view, but here I am the agent. So I am an insurance company agent, and I have also access to my own and secured portal. So I can have a look to my action to do. So when a claim is submitted by the client here, agent will be able to retrieve his action to do. So just do a quick presentation. Here I can click on submit a claim. I can retrieve a web form. So it will be a simple HTML page. I can automatically retrieve the client information or client details as a plan number, plan name, employee ID, first name, last name. So I am connected at John Combley. Here I can claim details. I can say I want to submit claim for I don't know. Yes, my son is Frederick, and the claims amount is okay. I don't know, 698. I want to be notified by SMS. Okay, when the claim is approved. When I finish to fill in the form, I just need to click on submit. So the request 142 has been launched. So a new request has been created in the WorkflowGen portal. So here it is the WorkflowGen portal. I just need to refresh. And in my action to do, I can retrieve the request 142. It is an insurance claim, and I can review this claim. But with WorkflowGen, so you can retrieve the same WorkflowGen portal information within your own extranet website. So I need to refresh this agent portal, and I can retrieve with the GraphQL API all the information about the request. Request number, 142, plan name, plan number, patient name, client ID, and amount. So the amount is 698. And as the agent, I just need to click on review. I can display the WorkflowGen web form in an iframe, and I can retrieve all the request data filled by the client. And I have here a new section, and I can say okay, no, or I can ask for more information. I can click yes and submit. So just to show you that with WorkflowGen today, with native integration capabilities, you will be able to leverage on your existing web application and automatically from a web application initiate or trigger a request into the WorkflowGen engine, and your agent or your employees will be able to retrieve the action to do within their own web app. Okay. I don't know if you have any question or Nigel. I don't know.
John René, we're not.
Yes?
I think in the interest of time, we're trying to move along fairly fast. I think we're not taking questions at this stage. We're looking for people to send questions in by chat.
Okay.
If you've finished, John René, have you finished your section now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Good. Thank you very much. I might say some of that was a bit technical for some folks listening, but maybe very interesting for other people with with deeper technical knowledge. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to Ray. Ray's our senior trainer in the WorkflowGen space, and he has selected half a dozen functional snapshots, if you like, so that it's a way of talking through the product. Obviously, we don't have time to run through the whole product, but we're going to get a Ray's eye view on a number of features in the product. So, Iwei, could you pass the control over to Ray? And Ray, all yours.
Thanks, Nigel. Can you hear me okay, and can you see my screen?
Yes and yes.
Okay. All right, good morning, everyone. So, as mentioned by JR, WorkflowGen is a full-featured workflow engine. So it can handle very simple workflows. For example, here I have a customer feedback workflow, which is essentially just a two-step workflow. Goes from the initiate to validate, where manager just reviews and approves it. And then we go one level up. Slightly more complicated workflow. It has a few more steps. There are more transitions going from one step to the other. There are a lot more conditions on each of the routing. We also have concurrent approval where the manager and the partner can review and approve a request at the same time. And all the way right up to a very complicated workflow. There's a product introduction workflow here. It goes through all the stages of a product introduction process. You can see it goes from stage 1 to stage 2, compliance testing, you have transitions or routings all over the place. So apart from the standard workflow tools that you see here, we also have Stream channels, as JR has highlighted as well. So the Stream channels really makes it easier to manage and understand a workflow graphically. It's also able to handle lead time, so including the calculation of business hours, and we can take into account weekends and public holidays. WorkflowGen is able to handle escalation, and when a step in the workflow has become overdue. And this really helps in identifying bottlenecks within the process and to just drive continuous improvement in your business processes. It is able to handle multiple languages, and it supports all languages that are supported by the .NET platform. So WorkflowGen comes with a list of predefined languages, but it does support languages like Chinese and Mandarin, or even Malay. It does that. So we are able to handle all languages. All right. So with the built-in forms designer, the process of building a form with the form designer is very easy. Most of the time it's just point and click. So for me to add a field on the form, basically what I need to do is step number 1, choose where I want to add that new field. So here, for example, select the field to add from this list, say a text box, and just click on the little plus button. So there we have our new field. All the different field types that you see here is essentially the same as what you would get when you build the form using Visual Studio. That is a Microsoft full-featured development IDE. Right. So we are able to control the look and feel of this control here, this field, using the out-of-the-box functions within the form designer, like format and the appearance. Okay, just removing that. All right, so while WorkflowGen can be utilized on its own as a standalone system, its full potential can only be realized when it is integrated with other external systems. So processes can be fully automated in that sense to reduce errors and to increase productivity. So switching to my other tab here, I have a document management system, and we have integrated this with WorkflowGen. So as an example, I have created a document, a tax return for a customer of ours. It is ready to be sent to a customer, but prior to that, it needs to go through an internal document approval process. So to do that, I just need to select the document, bring up the context menu for this document, and select the document approval option. So it redirects me to the WorkflowGen portal and brings up the form. And from this screen here, we can see that it has extracted all the information about this document from the document management system, and it's displayed it here. There's also a link to that document, which the approver can just click on, which will then open up the document from the DMS. So as part of this workflow, when the document has been approved, WorkflowGen is able to interface and update the document's properties in the DMS by changing the status of the document, for example, from pending approval to approved. So the update on the DMS or any third-party system is only limited to what is possible or permitted by the third-party system or as required by the business. So pulling data from external systems and pushing data back out to other systems are an inherent nature of WorkflowGen. We have successfully integrated WorkflowGen with iManage, as we've just seen here. So this is iManage. We have also successful integration with SharePoint and SAP. So retrieving client and job orders from SAP and also updating a job order in SAP. So I would like to emphasize here that as long as there is programmatic access to any third-party system, WorkflowGen is able to integrate with it. Right. So apart from integrating with external systems, we are also able to create this standalone web form for public input. For example, here I have a customer feedback form that's available on the internet. Anyone can just go to this form, put in their details and click submit, and it's actually going to kick off a workflow internally, and it's just going to assign it to someone as per how we've defined the workflow. So JR has demonstrated something similar earlier. Just going to quickly do this here as well. For feedback category, concern or compliment, or a customer service. So submit the form. So it just says thank you for submitting your feedback, but what you see here, we can customize it as per your requirements. So that's actually gone using the APIs. It's gone and kicked off a workflow in WorkflowGen. Right. So I'm just going to switch to my phone now, just to illustrate how a user who's always on the road and traveling and not necessarily on the VPN can then actually review and approve requests without having to log into the WorkflowGen portal. So let me just share my phone. Okay. Nigel, are you ready to see my phone?
Yes. All good.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Is that better?
Yeah. Slightly. 20% larger.
I have a small phone. So this is my phone, and it's very cold today, 19 degrees in Celsius. So I'm traveling. So I just go into my Outlook. So I've already navigated to this folder. So the approver gets an email from WorkflowGen, clicks on the email, and you get it. You can see from this email, I have a new task that I need to review and approve. And within this email, it includes all the details for me to make a decision right now that I'm going to approve it. So I click on the approve. It's pre-populated, yes, and all I need to do is just click on the send button. Just send an email to this inbox. WorkflowGen will then read the email from this inbox, and it's going to approve this request, 314, step number 2 on my behalf. So as you can see, the beauty and simplicity of this is that all the user needs is an internet connection and access to their email inbox. Comments can be added here if it's required. Okay. So while we're here on my phone, all right, how do I get out? Home, right. So WorkflowGen has a native app for Android and iOS. You can just go to the respective app stores and download the app. For this to work, the user will need to be on the VPN, or the WorkflowGen website needs to be accessible from the internet. So it contains all the requests that I've opened. I can launch new requests or any actions that I need to do. All right, so finally we make our way to the WorkflowGen portal. Let me just switch back to my VM. Okay. Okay. Right. So this is the WorkflowGen portal, and I guess the first thing or everything that you are looking at right now will be the 2 dashboards sitting on the right. So WorkflowGen comes with a reporting and analytics module, which gives an insight. And do you see the 2 dashboards on the right?
We can see it. It's a little bit small, Ray.
Yep. Let me just expand it.
Yeah.
It is full screen already. Okay. So let me just continue. So the reporting and analytics module gives us an insight into the state of the system, such as the number of outstanding and overdue requests, who makes the most requests, and so on and so forth. So with this dashboard at the top, it gives us an overview. Let me just close that. It gives us an overview of the number of customer feedback that we've received. So from this pie chart, we can drill down by clicking on any section and see the request details related to it. So apparently, all our customers are very concerned about something. I can actually click on this, and it brings me into a list of requests related to feedback where the type is concern. So you can then click on any request number and launch the action. Yep, review it. Okay, so this is a very simplified version of the workflow. I'm just going to submit. Okay. Right. Let me just bring back my view up. The feedback review. dashboard. Okay. So this is back to my original layout. So what I've just done is I went into a request, I opened up the form, and I approved it that way. So one by one. So you might be thinking that, oh, that's very tedious. And that's what most of the system mandate you to do. Any request that comes in, you need to open up the form, approve. Open up the second request, approve. That's where the usability of WorkflowGen comes in. With a dashboard at the bottom here, this is where you see the quick approval feature from WorkflowGen in action. So I have a separate report also for customer feedback. This report contains yes, no, more information, and it also contains all the pertinent information required for me to make a decision right here, right now. Yes, yes, no, no. More information, no, no, no. So anything that I leave out, that I don't specify anything, the system is just going to leave it. Otherwise, if I click on submit, everything that I've defined, yes, no, more information, the system is just going to act on those on my behalf. So it makes it really easy for the approvers to move things along. So this report is also fully customizable. You can simply just drag any column we want and bring it to the top. Okay, and maybe the year, create a date. And now I've created my drill down report. Right, sorted by feedback type, concerns, and there are 5 feedbacks where someone is concerned about something and it's been submitted in this year, 2018, month of May, and these are all the requests associated to it. So once we've customized our report, we can save it and then have it displayed on our dashboard. We can also show it to our, share it with all the other participants of the workflow. Okay, so, and obviously from this portal here, users can launch an action workflow request. So as you have seen, WorkflowGen is a full-featured business process management engine. It is able to offer seamless integration with external systems. It does not require users to log into the portal to complete any pending tasks. And once a workflow has been implemented in WorkflowGen, you can rest assured that all the business rules defined will be enforced. Any deviations will be tracked and flagged. And each and every step of the process is audited and accounted for. In other words, compliance and accountability. So I hope this short demo has been helpful in illustrating the capabilities of WorkflowGen and how it may help you drive productivity in your business.
Thanks, Ray. That was very good. Some of the customers asked us to briefly comment on benefits and advantages because I know you already own the product, but the question is, what are you doing with it? Have we got your slides up yet, Iwei?
Can you see my slides now, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So everyone, this is the summary of the snapshot that Ray has demonstrated. So all of these are basically the key strengths of the WorkflowGen solution. A lot of our customers actually prefer WorkflowGen solution at the end because it has a very strong, well-equipped business analytics tools, able to integrate with major systems that you know of, and plus it already comes with the mobile apps and a very user-friendly built-in designer tools. So if any one of you wish to find out more about any of these features, please approach to your account managers for more details.
Right. Benefits and advantages. Well, you already own the product, so you can see the products are very flexible. The question is, where are you going to deploy this for benefit within your organization? Typically, we're looking for business processes that are time-consuming, error-prone, costly to manage, and so on. On a more positive note, let me just take one of these items here. Let's take item 2. Typically, if you're replacing paper forms, then the processes can be self-documenting. That is, you've got a proper audit trail being generated and you haven't got a snowstorm of emails. And hopefully you can also use that opportunity to enforce some accountability, which probably means that you've got policy settings embedded in the workflow. Back to you, Yi-Wei.
Right. These are the customer sites that we have won, and they obviously they have done the comparisons with WorkflowGen solutions. I'm very happy to have them on board.
Congratulations to these. This is a sample selection, but congratulations to these guys. They've all made tremendous strides forward with WorkflowGen.
And just in case some of you are not aware of these contacts, you are happy to write to us if there's any sales inquiries. And we also, being the regional WorkflowGen support center, this is the help desk email address. And I'm sure many of you already have aware of the Advantage Resource Library. You can find lots of information there. They have the WorkflowGen forum that you can create your free account to participate. You can also find free basic business process templates in the library. Should you have any inquiries about your current business process and you'd like us to have a second look, we're happy to do that for you. Casual review is free. And these are the quotes that we found. So I hope they can bring you some laughter. And that's basically the end of our presentation. If you have any inquiries, feel free to write to us in the chat box.
And well done, Yi-Wei, and well done, Ray and Jean-René, for finishing on time.
And look like we conclude the question. That's basically all. Well, we have one question from the audiences. They're asking for the presentation slides. Yes, we'll send you this presentation out in the next few days. So we want to thank everybody here for your participation. Again, please feel free to approach your account manager if you have any further questions. And thanks to JR, Ray, Nigel for your presentation. For that, we conclude our webinar for today. Thank you, everyone.